Blood of the Dead. This map launched with Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, and since its release, it's just been hated on, and hated on. I don't understand why. I personally love this map, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the things this map did right, some of the things it did wrong. It's not perfect, I will admit now. This is not a perfect map by any means. There isn't really any perfect maps at all. Every map has something wrong with it, except for maybe the Horizon track is perfect. That's like the only one, and even that, it has a few flaws. Anyway, we're not talking about that in this video. I'm Views, and today we're going to be talking about Blood of the Dead. And yeah. Alright, first thing I want to talk about is this map is obviously a remake of Mob of the Dead. And one thing that I think people just don't like about this map, the thing that like really gets them, is that this map plays so differently to Mob of the Dead. Blood of the Dead is like a completely different experience, gameplay-wise at least. Other than the prison and the docks being the same, exact same layout, other than that, and the fact that the weapons are kind of the same, you know, you got the Blunder Gat, you got the Acid Gat, and you got the Hell's Retriever, and the Spoon and Spork. Other than that, these are completely different maps that could not be any different. Mob of the Dead, I say it's one of the more casual maps. There's not much to memorize, you know. The Easter egg's super simple, super easy. Anybody could do it, I think. And just, yeah, it's a very simple, very chill map. The only, like, unique and, like, hard thing to learn about it is Afterlife mode. Besides that, it's probably one of the most casual maps there is, honestly. Not many parts to memorize. Not really any crazy Easter egg steps or anything. Just simple, easy fun. Blood of the Dead, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. This map, for one, it's huge. Mob of the Dead's already a decently big map, and then this just adds another big part to it. And all in all, this map is huge. And while there's not many parts at all, this map, the Easter egg, is absolutely crazy. This Easter egg, oh my god, it is wild. The Easter egg on this map, well, I will say, is not the best Easter egg there is. It gets so much hate for no reason. I think if people just spent the time and learned this map, learned the Easter egg, they could really find something that they enjoy, you know? Like all the complaints I've heard about it, if you just play it, just learn it, get good. Like, I'm sorry, that's about all I gotta say, is if you get good and learn it, you can really enjoy this map. And I will say, there's some steps, bird step being the big one, that is just so unnecessary. Like, oof, what is it, 46 spawns, 47 spawns for that bird? And while it is pretty loud, that is still pretty annoying that there's 46 spawns. And I think, and also you have to do that 4 times. On top of that, you have to do it 4 times. Like, that's unnecessary. I will say, no excuse for that at all. They should have done it. The fix that I think they should have done is, so the last bird that you find, you have to do like the zombie blood and all that. I think they should have done one normal bird where you just go and zap the bird, and then the next bird after that is the zombie blood one. And the only spawns are in the actual prison area. Not the docks, not spawn, just the prison area. I think that could have easily fixed it, and it's very necessary that this thing has so many spawns. Anyway, other than that, okay, there's one more step actually, the Powerhouse challenge, where you have to go first you have to go to Powerhouse, zap the little portal thing, then go all the way to docks on the exact opposite part of the map, and then do like memory match there, then go all the way back to Powerhouse, and do like a little deciphering code, which you will probably need your phone for to memorize, which, you know, phone Easter egg steps, I don't like them. The steps where you have to pull out your phone, they're not the best, you know, like, especially because this one's a bunch of random symbols that you're not going to memorize, you're probably going to want your phone. So yeah, that's really the only, like, Easter egg step that you need your phone for, though. Like, it's not like Origins, it's not like Gorod Kroby where you need your phone for, like, 2 or 3 or 4 steps. That's really the only one. Unless, like, you just forget the Easter egg, you know? But anyway, that's, like, the only one they need, like, a decipher, I guess, what I'm going for, you know? So yeah, that step, not fun at all. And then also on top of that, you need like 4 spirit blasts in total, 1 for the portal, and then 1 for each of a code. So all in all, that's 4. So yeah, that step, not good. But there's one more step that I think people hate on so much. the Morse code step, it is not that bad. It isn't bad at all. People be like saying like, oh, I don't want to play Blood of the Dead, the Morse code step, oh, the Morse code step. So it's it's not a big deal at all. It's really not. And people be like, oh, but on solo, like, what do you do on solo? Like, you have to stand still with a zombie on you. There's so many things you can do. For one thing I just want to say, if you just learn the first 10 digits in Morse code, you can do this step in like 2, 3, maybe 4 tries. Probably not first try unless you're super lucky, but probably in just like a very few amount of tries you can do this step if you just know the first 10 digits in Morse code, because all you have to do is enter 2 digits in Morse code that are randomized, and that's it. So if you learn the first 10 and you can guess them, and Morse code is pretty simple, like once you know it. So yeah, and I know it's kind of weird me saying go learn Morse code for the step, but honestly, learning those first 10 digits in Morse code is not too much crazier than learning like some of like the steps on like beloved maps like Origins and stuff like that. It's really not that much harder. It's really simple. Just like go try it, super easy. It'll take you like 5 minutes, not hard at all. And then another thing that people say is that if you're on solo, what are you gonna do about the zombie? There has to be at least one zombie chasing you, you know, and you have to stand still for that long. So many things you can do. One, the shield. Just let him hit your shield. Make sure you have a full shield. Let him hit your shield, and yeah, your shield will last. Another thing is Winter's Wail, of course, if you want to use that perk, which is one of my favorite perks in this game, I will say. I think that's never a perk that just gets hated on a little bit. Yeah, it does take a while to charge, but if you're good and you don't get hit that often, it'll be charged when you need it, you know? Especially in your modifier, 4 slots and stuff. But, anyway. One more thing you can do is also monkey bombs, which you can get for free with another step in this map. There's a little Easter egg you can do to get free monkey bombs. So that's also great. And also the sword. That's the last thing you can do, the sword. Use the Path of Sorrows, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, just use the invisibility on that. And just any of those methods, you'll be able to do this just fine. Or just use a round change even. Like, that could probably be enough if you're fast. Or the nuke from the onslaught, the minigun, you know? There's so many things that you can do. It's not that big of a deal. Or there's just a variety of elixirs. If you want to use elixirs, you can use in plain sight. You can use like Undead Man Walking. There's so many elixirs you can use. This step isn't bad at all. And then there's one thing that hardly any people know. Is there's a little buoy outside of the map in the river. I don't know why I said river, in the ocean. In the ocean, yeah, there's like this buoy that flashes the numbers that you need. And if you learn how that works, that's another way that you can just get this thing down every time. Anyway, now that I've absolutely just analyzed that little step and it's completely just it's destroyed any sort of argument you can make for a step being bad, it's not a bad step. Like, yeah, it's a little annoying, but it's not bad at all. It's just like a little number puzzle, like not that big of a deal. Sorry, I'm getting a little aggressive. I don't want to do it. I want to have a nice civil debate. But other than that step and the bird step, this Easter egg's great. Oh, and the powerhouse step. Powerhouse step is also kind of bad, but this step, not bad at all. But powerhouse and bird, they are pretty annoying, I will say. And also the fact that to get the jumping Brutuses or whatever they're called, you do need to be on round 17. But they will jump if you throw a monkey bomb. So if you get a monkey bomb before then, you can just do that. And like I said, there's an Easter egg to get monkey bombs. So if you want to do that, you can. So yeah. And that leads me to another topic. This map, there's so many things that you can do to just like improve your time and improve the like lower amount of rounds that you can beat this on. There's so many ways to just maximize the efficiency of this Easter egg, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm, like, I was gonna say almost as much as there is on Origins. I don't know about that. That's a lot of a stretch with the 4 staffs and all that. That's a bit of a stretch, but not too much less, honestly. Not like an extreme amount less. There's so many things that you can do to maximize your time and your rounds lost and stuff like that on this map. There's so many things, from utilizing like your shield charges, making sure you have just the right amount at all times, from doing things like that step I just said where you throw a monkey bomb, and then just like being in certain places at certain times, or if you're doing co-op, you can have people to like enter the codes and stuff. Like, there's so many things they can do to just be efficient on this, you know? And I like that a lot. That's always a good thing in Easter egg. Any Easter egg where you can do that, that's always a big plus. Alright. So yeah, now that I've said the Easter egg, it's a great Easter egg. I'm gonna be honest. It's a great Easter egg. People just don't want to learn it. People say it's too hard and stuff, but no, it's fine. It's not even that hard. It's great. But I will say the finale, that boss fight isn't great. If I'm being honest, that boss fight is so boring. So easy, so simple, you know. It's nothing like the good boss fights, you know. Like, it's no Derizen Drat Keeper, no Nikolai, no Ancient Evil Pegasus even. Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. This is just, you run in circles, kill enough Brutuses, you shoot some crystals, zap a ball, do that twice, and then you shoot the giant Brutus like twice. He has like no health at all. So it's a bit anticlimactic, especially because how easy it is. You just did this really hard Easter egg to get the super easy boss, you know? It's like, which could be nice for some people that just like really struggle to get to the end and just want to beat it, just want it done. It could suck to finally get to the end just for this boss to wipe the floor with you, you know? I could understand why that'd be bad. So some people might think this is a good thing even, but I think it's a little bit annoying, and I would have liked a nice challenging boss fight to go off the map, you know? Alright, Easter egg, we've gotten that out of the way. What else is this different about with Mob? One thing that I will say is bad about this map is the kit that is on Mob, like all the stuff you can get on Mob, like the Spoon, the Spork, the Acid Gat, the Hell's Retriever, Hell's Redeemer, all of those things I just said are trash on this map. Acid Gat, no reason to get it when you have the Magma Gat. The Magma Gat is so much better, like just so much better. And Acid Gat just isn't like amazing in this game at all. You can hurt yourself with it like a lot. You can easily kill yourself with it. It's not the greatest. And Hell's Retriever, Hell's Redeemer, this I'd say is, in my opinion, the biggest flaw on this map is how much they ruined the Hell's Retriever. The Hell's Retriever on Mob, it can mess up some zombies. It can mess up some hordes. You throw it into a horde, it could just kill all of them super easily. And then the Redeemer is just even better, you know? Versus here on this map, you throw it into a horde, it might kill 2 or 3 zombies, then come back to you, and then the Redeemer, maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6. Yeah, not good at all. And you have to keep it for a pretty big part of the Easter egg. So you're kind of forced to keep it. And then I guess you can go get monkey bombs after that. But even then, you know, it's not the same as having the Hell's Redeemer on Mob. And then the Spork and the Spoon on their own, not that great. Not that great at all. But since Ethereal Razors in this game, these things can mess around. These things are good. The Spork, so good if you have Ethereal Razor. You can save so much ammo, and it's just like another weapon, pretty much, that you have in your arsenal. And does so much damage, will one-shot zombies for a while, and you can have a nice swipe attack too, and then you can have a lunge for the Brutuses. It's great. Okay, now that's a good way to segue into my next topic, that being all the side Easter eggs on this map. Oh my god, there's so many good side Easter eggs. Like I just said, but Spork, in Mob of the Dead, you get the Spoon, then you get the Spork. That's it. On this map, you get the Spoon, the Spork, the Scalpel, and then the Spork Knife. There's 4 levels of melee weapons you can get. And these quests, some people think they're a little boring, a little tedious. I think they're fun. I think they're really fun. The first 2 are pretty similar to Mob of the Dead. One being you just see a little code, type in the code onto the number pad in the basement, and then you get it on the docks. That's about it. Then yeah, you have a Spoon. Then the Spork is pretty much exactly the same as on Mob, I believe. You just get kills with the Magma or Acid Gat on the roof, not the showers, but on the roof. And then you shoot a water tower, then you have that. But then there's the Scalpel, which I just did for the first time the other day, if I'm being honest. I just did this step for the first time, but it was fun. It was really fun, honestly. What you have to do is you need the Redeemer, first of all, which on its own, the Redeemer quest isn't bad at all. I think it might be better. I don't know about better, but it's just like, it's easier, and it's more of like so on Mob, it's just like get kills on the bridge, I think, right? You just get kills for a Retriever on the bridge, which can be a little bit annoying. But on Blood, the way to get Redeemer is you have to find a little dog symbol with your shield, throw your hatchet at it, and then you have to find a dog on a dog round. You have to find a ghost dog on a dog round, which can be a little bit annoying solo, but overall, not that hard, pretty easy. So yeah, the Redeemer step, that quest, not bad at all. Okay, so now you have that. Now you can throw it at some crystals, get these crystals. Oh wait, no, sorry. Actually, first, before you get these crystals, you have to get, I think, 100 melee kills with the Spork outside of the New Industries building. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you gotta do to start it. And then you throw your Redeemer at a few crystals around the map, when you get these crystals, each one corresponds to a different trap. You put them on the traps, put them like underneath the traps, get 100 kills with each trap, and then you bring them all to the bath that you put your spork into after you get those 100 kills in New Industries, and then you're done. Oh wait, no, actually, then you have to fast travel and then turn around and get a little like gold nugget thing. Then you're done. Pretty simple quest, pretty easy, and it makes you use traps like creatively, you know? Like if you're doing high rounds, like super high rounds, you're probably gonna be doing this anyway. But if you're not somebody who likes high rounds, this is like probably the only time you're really gonna be using traps like this, you know? And I think it's kind of fun. And then after that, that's just the scalpel. But next, put the scalpel back in the bath, and now you go to the catwalk, and there's gonna be a knife on like a sheet of paper with one of the prisoners from the original, from Mob. It has like their number or whatever, I don't know, something like that. And you have to get a warden, and you have to melee to kill it. But you lost your scalpel in the last step. You put it in the bath. So you have to use your normal melee. You have to melee kill a warden right in front of that thing. And then once you have that, go back to the bath and you're done. Then you have what is one of the best weapons in like all of zombies, honestly. This thing is crazy. And like, you might not think about it at first, but this thing has infinite ammo. If you have Ethereal Razor on this, normally, okay, if you don't have Ethereal Razor, it's not that great. Because just a melee, that's one shot, you're not, that's dangerous, you know? Going into a horde and just knifing all of them one by one, you know? That's pretty annoying. But if you have Ethereal Razor, you can kill so many at once, like 4 or 5 even, like per swipe, and it swipes fast. And it does infinite damage, costs no ammo, you can use it whenever, no cooldown, nothing like that. And it one-shots Brutuses, even with swipe. It doesn't even just one-shot Brutuses, it one-shots the Brutus boss at the very end. I tried, I didn't shoot him a single time, but I knifed him once and the boss is over. So I'm pretty sure this thing actually does, like the damage value in the code is just crazy, just extremely high, infinite even maybe. So yeah, this thing, it's amazing, really, really good. And just like a nice weapon to have. And also if you're in a corner or something, you just do the Ethereal Razor swipe and then do that a few times and then you can really clutch up like that. Okay. What else is there to discuss? The shield. Okay, the shield on this map is the replacement for Afterlife mode, which I will say, it does not do Afterlife justice at all. Afterlife was a great system, very, very good system. In the shield, it doesn't do it justice at all. But it's not nearly as bad as people are saying. People say it like ruins the map. Oh, shield gameplay, shield Easter egg, stuff like that, you know? People are like, oh, it's just looking through shield Easter egg. That's all you do for the whole Easter egg, you look for a shield. Like, oh, you spend more time looking for the shield than not with the shield, you know? That's just not true. Like, you hardly use this thing, like, at all. Like, actually, when you look through it, you're only looking through it for a second to, like, blast, like, a number pad or something like that, you know? You only look through it for, like, a second to do that. And then some other times are like, I guess for the bird step, you have to look through it for a while, every now and then. But other than that, you do not look through this shield that much, like, at all. But you do have to charge up souls for the Spirit Blasts. And this, people say, is super tedious, super bad, super just horrible, ruins the map. I don't think it's that bad at all. One thing that I think really makes this nice is the little laser that the shield key shoots. It just looks really nice, and it's just like really satisfying, honestly, to suck up for souls. If the animation and like the sound and stuff wasn't as good, then maybe I'd agree it is a little tedious. But just because like the feeling, like when you suck up for soul, it feels pretty good, you know. Like I don't know what it is about it, but like it just like feels pretty satisfying. And then you only have to do it to free zombies or dogs. Dogs count too. And then you have a blast. And then with the default shield, you can only hold 2. That's kind of tragic, not good at all. But there's a way to upgrade the shield, and you get to keep up to 4 blasts. Yeah, 4 blasts, and it gets more health. So you're gonna be wanting to do this. And the step for that is so easy. You just have to spin until you get a lock, which is spin the box till you get a lock, which is pretty much just a teddy bear on this map. You zap it with your key, and then you throw the Hell's Retriever or Hell's Redeemer at it, and then your shield's upgraded just like that. You don't have to take it anywhere. You don't have to do any of that. It's upgraded right then and there. Super simple. And you can now hold 4 blasts, which will last you a while. Like, that can last you a lot of Easter egg steps. or a lot of revives, or whatever you intend to use V-Shield Blast for. It'll last you a while if you have it fully at 4. Okay, but now, getting to 4, like I said, you can zap free zombies will do it, but there's also dogs, and dogs, they get zapped up so much quicker than zombies. It's like instant. It's like this, then yeah, done. Just like that. The dog souls are so much easier to get. So on dog rounds, you can go from 0 charges all the way up to 4. They're pretty much like, and then you get your max ammo too. You know, like dog rounds are super helpful on this map. And then also dogs, they just spawn in normally, you know. And also, speaking of that, dogs, I think, are a great addition to this map. They just match just the map and like the vibes so much, I feel like, you know. They're called hellhounds, and this map is like, it's like hell, pretty much, you know. And I think that they match so much, and who doesn't love dogs, you know? They never take anything from a map. They always just are a nice addition to any map they're on, I feel like. Just easy to kill. Dog rounds give you max ammo, and are nice and simple and easy, you know? Who doesn't love dogs? And they fit this map perfectly. Especially with this shield key thing that I'm talking to you about. Yeah, so that is a great way to charge it up. And if you see any dogs mid-round, you can zap those up too super easily. Get a charge instead of a zombie, and super quick. And then, there's one more way you can get charges on your shield. There is the fuse boxes that were on Mob of the Dead. The fuse boxes that you went up to, you held interact on, and then you went to Afterlife mode. Well, you can't do that anymore. Each round, or maybe it's like every 2 rounds or so it changes. I don't know the exact amount of rounds. I'm pretty sure it's each round it changes. There's, I think, 2 boxes. Yeah, 2 fuse boxes that will be sparking. And if you go up to one of these sparking boxes, and you bring out your shield, and you hold interact on it, your shield goes from however many charges it was on to max. And that can be so helpful, let me tell you. That can be so helpful on the Easter egg. If it's like, oh, there's only a few zombies left, and I don't have any charges, I can't do the Easter egg. Just look for this little fuse box. If you played Mob, you're probably going to know where all the fuse boxes are anyway. There's only like 1 or 2 new ones in spawn. So if you played Mob, you'll know where they are, you know? And yeah, that is just so helpful. Just a nice little thing that they gave to you if you don't like zapping up the zombies, or if you're in a situation where you have to end a round, or you don't have ammo or something. If you're in some situation where like you really just can't kill zombies or something, this is a great way to do it, you know? Great way to get those charges. And yeah, so the shield, not that bad. And then with it, sorry, I had a little stroke there. When it's upgraded, it will not break, like hardly at all, and you can just buy new ones because it's Black Ops 4, you know, you don't have to wait for it to break to get a new one, you can just charge it up, and Carpenters will also charge it, so your shield's probably not going to break very often, if at all, if you just manage it well. So yeah, you'll never just lose all these charges out of nowhere too, if it's upgraded, because it has so much health. Alright, what else to talk about? Okay, let's talk about, I said this a little bit earlier, but just the vibes on this map. Just the atmosphere, just the way it all looks. Oh my god, unmatched, man. The only thing that competes with this Mob of the Dead before this map was probably my favorite map aesthetically. And then you play this version of it, and you have just like more fire, more colors, better graphics, you know. It's just like you take Mob of the Dead, take like all the cool parts of it, but Mob of the Dead is kind of gray, kind of brown, you know, not too much color. You put some color, put some reds and stuff, make the skybox look beautiful. Oh my god, the skybox on this map is beautiful. And then at the end of the Easter egg, it becomes all red. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, just this map, absolutely beautiful. The lava, just the colors, the water, the lightning, the skybox. Oh my god, all of it. Even just like the prison walls and stuff. It's like look good, you know, like it looks like exactly what it's trying to do, you know? It's trying to make you feel like you're in prison, you're locked in prison, but it does that in a way that like it still like looks good, you know? It doesn't just look dull and lifeless, you know? It still has a lot of character to it, I feel like. And I think that's great. Each room, you know, the infirmary is like green and stuff, and the cafeteria is really orange. Like each room has like kind of some color too in the prison, I feel like, which is always really cool. And then the warden's house is kind of like a yellow, you know? I think that's pretty cool. The powerhouse is blue, you know, stuff like that. And I think that's all really cool. Just the design, it's the way everything looks on this map is so nice, in my opinion. All the hanging bodies and stuff, super cool, super scary. Glad they kept that in. And it just fits perfectly, you know? These guys, they meant to just be in and out, go to Alcatraz, get the blood, leave, and then they got stuck here. And, you know, I think that the map just, like, if I had to be stuck on any zombies map, it would not be this one. Like, I can tell you that much. This one, it would not be this one. Like, it just looks so scary, so good. It just fits perfectly, is what I'm trying to say. The atmosphere just does the story, does what it's trying to make you feel perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And speaking of that, speaking of the story on this map, ooh, it's good. Ooh, the story, the lore and stuff on this map, the cutscenes, so good. Oh my god, even premise, you know, classic premise. They got their cool lines. They feel just like they did in Black Ops 3, you know. Just over lines and stuff, just what you'd expect, you know. Everything in their lines are good, and it's how they interact with each other. They do sound like a little more depressed and stuff, I feel like, in their lines, which, you know, like, I'd be too if I was stuck on Alcatraz, hell Alcatraz, you know, if I got locked there, I'd be pretty sad too. And, like, I feel like their voice lines and stuff really capture, like, how real people would feel if they were at the point in the story that premise is, you know, like, it sounds like really human, really real. Voice lines on this map, really good. And then also, of course, they have their silly ones, just their normal silly, like, jokes and stuff. They make a very good amount of those too, and that are good. So yeah, that's good. That's always good. Then the actual story itself, where, like, you didn't do this, like, you played Zetsubo and you played Gorod Krovi, but you didn't really know. They hinted at it a bit, especially in Revelations. They hinted at it that they went to Alcatraz in between those two maps, but you didn't really, like, know, like, exactly, like, what happened there. And now you know what happened, except this time you're stuck there, and you gotta find a way out. And then in the process, Richtofen dies, bro. Like, Richtofen, oh my god. That cutscene at the end, that, like, there's no worse way to die than being strapped to, like, a metal chair, no way out, with just a million needles in each of your arms and your neck and stuff too, just sucking your blood out. And you just gotta slowly just bleed out after all the work you did and stuff, and while your friends just leave you. And then your other alternate version of yourself also betrays you and just leaves you. Like, that's just sad. Like, he has, like, that's, like, the worst way to die. I can't think of a worse way to die. Also, I hate needles too, you know? Hate getting my blood drawn, hate getting vaccines and stuff. Like, just don't like needles, so it's being covered in needles and sucking my blood out. And then you're being betrayed at the same time. Like, just, not good at all. Like that, I wouldn't know if that happened at all. Okay, what else? That might be everything. Oh, no. The soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack on this map, so good. You take, like, the nice sounds that, like, Mob of the Dead had, like, that guitar and stuff. It's, like, the little, like, acoustic guitar. You take that, or that guitar, I think it's an acoustic guitar, I think. Like, the main Mob of the Dead theme, like, the loading screen and stuff, like, all the sounds on that map. I think it's just an acoustic guitar. Could be wrong. But some string instrument. You take that sound, and they play it a lot on this map. And then the game over music's good. Then you have the remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, of Where Are We Going. That one I think is better than the original. It's just longer and feels like more more epic, you know? Like, that word is, like, kind of like a cringy word, but, like, it just feels like more, like, impactful, you know? Like, the first one is kind of like a sad, like, slow song, and, like, you know, like, it doesn't really, like, it's not a song you really want to fight zombies to, I feel like, you know? But this version, you know, feels like it's cool and like more like cinematic. That's the word, cinematic. Especially the trailer with this song on it. Oh my god, the trailer that they had for Blood of the Dead with this song. Oh my god, so good. Such a good trailer. Yeah, it's the soundtrack, so good. When you go onto the roof and stuff, it plays different music. It's, like, in different areas, there's different songs. There's a bunch of cutscenes on this map. They all have good soundtracks. And there's also in-game cutscenes too. Actually, I don't know about a lot, but there's a couple of in-game cutscenes too. That's good music to go with it. Just the music, like I said earlier, with the atmosphere, just fits, you know? It's very, like, despairing, very, like, hopeless, you know? Just very slow and sad. And I feel like it just fits this map perfectly. So perfectly. Like, this might be, like, out of all the soundtracks for zombie maps, there's none that I can think of that really fit their map as well as this one does. This one just fits perfect. Maybe, like, Buried, because, like, the Western sounds on that are pretty good. But, like, other than that, I can't think of, like, any soundtrack that really fits this map as well as Blood of the Dead. So good. So good. Now is that it? I have like a few pointers here on my phone. Ooh, one thing I gotta talk about. One thing I do gotta talk about. Pack-a-punch system sucks on this map. It is horrendous. The way you unlock it, you just get the shield, you blast something on the roof. Pretty simple, right? But then it moves, I think every 2 or 3 rounds. Every couple of rounds, it moves. And there's a few spots you can go to. It can be on the roof, it can be on the docks, and it can be at spawn. All very far away from each other. And you have no idea where it can be. And it's not even like Horizon Drac, where once you go to one of the locations, it'll tell you from there where to go next. No, you could go to spawn, and then it's not there. You can go to docks, and then it's not there. Then go all the way up to the roof. And then, yeah, you finally found it, but like that's so much running. That's like 5 whole minutes of just running around. That does suck. But one thing I want to point out is Mob of the Dead does not have the best pack-a-punch system either. Yes, it is cool. You get to build a plane. That's so cool. Really, really cool. But the fact you have to rebuild that plane every single time you want to go to pack, that's pretty tedious. That's a lot of different parts of the map you have to run to. Kind of like it is on kind of like how it is on Blood. You just got to do a lot of running to get to pack. And yeah, it's just like, it's not good on Mob either, you know? The first time is really cool building the plane for the first time, and you actually have like cool like steps you have to do, like there's like the lockdown one and the showers and stuff. Like stuff like that is cool. And also like the little thing at the docks they have to do. Those are all cool. But then rebuilding it over and over each time you want to go, it's not fun at all. It's really not fun. And it's very similar to Blood, I feel like, where you just run around and get parts. Except this time it's just running around and doing trial and error, trying to find out where it is. Okay. Is that it now? Is that it? Let me just read all my pointers real quick. One thing I only touched on a little bit was, yeah, the layout is very big, but it's not that bad to traverse. Of course, you got stamina up in this game to make it better. You do not have stamina up on Mob. I don't know, like, why. I feel like stamina up would have been a good perk for Mob. And, like, Mule Kick and stuff, and PhD even could be nice. Like, there's so many perks that should have been on Mob, I feel like, that weren't. But this map is Black Ops 4, so you can choose whatever you want. So stamina up can really help on this map. Like, oh, I did this Easter egg with no perks, and I just felt like it took so much longer to get everywhere without my stamina up. I love my stamina up. I use it on every map. And yeah, it really helps on this map, and that's not something you have on Mob, so that's definitely something worth mentioning. And then there's also fast travel on this map. You have one from the new spawn area, from New Industries to the cafeteria, and then you have one from the Warden's house to Showers. And that Warden's house to Showers one is super nice for the Easter egg, because you go to the Warden's house, you get the code from the Chronorium, and then that fast travel really helps you get down to where you input the code, like way faster and safer. So I think that's just like a really, that was well thought out. It could have been a little closer instead of just like in the showers. It could have actually been like in the tunnels. I feel like that could have been nicer, but still I think that was well thought out, because how much running back and forth you're gonna have to do between the Chronorium and the Citadel tunnel code. All right, now is that it? So yeah, pretty much what I was trying to say. Oh, and also have a gondola still there, of course, to get from, not the roof, but like the 3rd floor to the docks. That's still there. So yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and I think that's about it. I've said that like 4 times, but that's it. Magma Gat, super cool edition. I think it looks a lot cooler and feels a lot cooler than the Acid Gat did on Mob. And especially the Acid Gat on this map. The Acid Gat on this map, it feels way better than. So yeah, like I said, this map, by no means is it perfect, but there's so many good things about it. The Easter egg, the steps, there's 2 steps that are bad, but every Easter egg I feel like has at least 1 or 2 steps that you don't want to do, you know? Like Origins, for example, there's a lot of steps. People love Origins, but there's a lot of steps in that Easter egg that aren't fun, like putting all the staffs inside of a robots. On Solo, the one where you push the button, then you have to throw a G-strike on the little thing. That on Solo is absolutely horrible. It's just got weight until the robot is nice and helps you. It goes to the right spot. But yeah, so I feel like even the best maps, they still have a few steps, at least 1. Most of them have at least 2, I feel like. Steps that you just don't want to do, and it's not fun, and you kind of dread them, you know? And yeah. that's just, Blood has those too, you know? It's never mapped with a few bad Easter egg steps. And yes, these are pretty bad. The bird step and the powerhouse step are pretty bad. But the Morse code step is definitely not one of those bad steps, I feel like. And powerhouse isn't even that bad, you know? It's just like a little tedious of how much running you gotta do. But the actual step isn't too bad, I feel like. Bird step, though, is unexcusable. There's no reason why they needed that many spawns, and you had to do it 4 times. Like, this is so unnecessary. Alright, so yeah, Easter egg, the vibes, and atmosphere, super good, and just the way it all looks, super duper good. Soundtrack's good, premise is as good as always, the story's good, cutscenes are good, especially that end cutscene. End cutscene is tragic. Okay, now I think the shield isn't that bad. Hounds are a good addition. Yeah. Alright, now I think that's everything. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want me to analyze some more maps in the future, let me know. Maybe you really hate me for this video, because you guys all hate this map for some reason, and I kind of did thrash on Mob in a few areas, and you guys love Blood, you hate Mob. You know, I feel like that's just like most zombie players are like that for some reason. I love Mob, don't get me wrong, but honestly, personally, I don't think it's a better map. I think that Mob is definitely better designed, but I think Blood caters to me a little more than Mob does, and I would put it higher on a tier list, on a personal tier list, if I'm being honest. Love this map, and the Easter egg's just great. It's just a great map, great Easter egg. And yeah, I hope you go give this map another try, and you think about some things I said, you know, just give it another try. It's really not that bad. And before you give it a try, like, actually, like, learn it, you know? It's like, watch the Mr. Raffle Waffles video. Maybe not Mr. Raffle Waffles, but, like, something, because his videos are long. Like, that's like a 40-minute video, I bet, for this map. But, yes, go watch a video on this map. Get a guide, you know, and you'll have a fun time. And then maybe even do it a few times, you know, without the guide. I can do this easily with no guide, I feel like now. I've done it so many times. And it's so much fun each time I do it. And, yeah, it's a great Easter egg. Great map. It's great, it's great. And do some of those side Easter eggs too. Try to get the golden scalpel, gold spork knife. Try to get all that. Super fun. Super duper fun. And a great reward too. You get that amazing melee weapon. And if you do it, definitely slap on Ethereal Razor as well, or at least Secret Sauce, so you can switch to Ethereal Razor. Okay, anyway, yep, now this, for real, that is it, okay? Yeah, let me know if there's any other maps you want me to do, any specific maps, or like any like verses. I'm thinking like doing some like verses, you know, like a video that's like Mob versus Shadows, or like Origins versus Dries and Drac. Videos like that I think could be kind of cool, like videos in this style. But for those topics, I think that could be really cool too. So just let me know. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Views out. Have a bloodtastic day.